Welcome to Rock, Paper, Shotgun. My name is Colin Mahern, and I don't know about you, but I won't be dropping a few £100 on either of those brand new video game boxes. I'll save up enough pennies to get them eventually, yeah, but every launch exclusive that would have almost certainly put a dent in my bank account has been delayed. So I'm not even close to thinking about making space under my telly for a new PlayStation or Xbox. Anyway, all the best games that are coming out during the penultimate month of this hell year are coming to PC, which is quite handy for this very list video. Now, these monthly vids often contain a few indie delights that may or may not have otherwise been on your radar, but it is November, so you're probably already aware of one or two of the games I'll be mentioning. But look, let's not waste any more time and get into it. Here are the top 10 games coming to PC in November 2020. Saxon baddies? Check. Badass Vikings? Check. Settlements with tattoo parlors? Sure, why not? In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you'll lead your band of burly warriors across 9th century England, hurling axes at anyone who looks at you funny. It seems that Ubisoft has favoured a more, direct approach in combat, which might irk those who've enjoyed the stealthier entries in the series, but you hardly expected this lot to be creeping around on their tippy toes now, did you? While the battles might be more ferocious than previous Assassin's Creeds, there will be moments of calm in your customizable Viking base. Now, I don't know if you'll be relaxing by catering to a cabbage patch while listening to Lauren Laverne interview Brian Cox about his favourite records, but here you will be able to sort out your troops and upgrade your weapons, which I think is just as lovely. There are a lot of games out on November 10th, but if you've got a hankering to stick some sharp implements into the English, then look no further than Valhalla. If you're more interested in befriending a crawfish and twatting some menacing men over the head with a massive vibrator, Yakuza Like a Dragon is the game you should pick up on November 10th. The Velcro suit-wearing arse-kickers of Sega's beloved brawler won over the hearts of many in the West with the terrific Yakuza 0. Since then, the cult following has grown and grown. But if the madness and melodrama has passed you by and you're worried about jumping in at this late stage, don't be. While this is the 7th mainline game in the series, this is a different kind of Yakuza game. The button-mashing brawling is out, turn-based JRPG-style combat is in, and the regular protagonist and coolest dad in the world, Kazuma Kiryu, he's been replaced by an incredible head of hair named Ichiban Kasuga. Of course, it remains to be seen whether these changes will land with fans, but I know I'm excited to whack people over the head with a guitar when it's my time to act. Just fingers crossed this gets more over than 99 Jeff Jarrett. Bending the rules a little here in terms of game releases, but there's so much to the magic space men and women of Destiny 2's upcoming expansion that it might as well be a standalone thing. Bungie's introducing new stasis subclasses for all Titans, Hunters and Warlocks, and these subclasses will bring with them some season-appropriate icy abilities. How lucky are you? You'll be able to freeze and subsequently shatter foes like your favourite supervillain. But that's not all. Beyond Light will usher in the start of a new season. There are new weapons, armour, a brand new destination called Europa. There's plenty in here to keep you busy until the next Destiny 2 expansion. Are you ready to do a shooty bang bang? If your answer is dear God, yes, but only within the confines of a video game, of course, then you'll be glad to hear that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is right around the corner. The single player sees you take on the role of a customizable gunman that must put a stop to a terrorist threat that could impact the entire world. You and your friends, Default, Robert Redford, and two men that look strikingly similar actually, have been tasked with saving Earth, essentially. The task giver, Ronald f***ing Reagan. If the bombast of a COD campaign doesn't excite you, there is always multiplayer. The old favourites like Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint and what have you are all here, but Cold War also has a few new options like Fireteam, which sees 10 teams of 4 do battle on a massive map. And it wouldn't be a Treyarch Call of Duty without a Zombies mode. A Zombies mode that's tied to your Battle Pass progression. So if you come to Activision Shooter to flex your online muscle, it's definitely in your interest to kill the already dead. So whether you like to play alone or with friends, you'll be able to shoot as many bangs as you like from the 13th of November. Talking about Bugsnax? You should be. The next game from the developer that brought us the genuinely sweet story about a cephalopod parent looks just as strange. And strangely compelling. So in Bugsnax, you're a journalist that travels to a mysterious island that's inhabited by these half-snack, half-bug creatures. Your goal is to collect these tasty Pokemon-like beings and then feed them to the locals. The only thing is that when one of these Jim Henson-looking boys and girls eats a Bugsnax, a part of their body transforms into what they've just eaten. I mean, that's what I've written down, but now that I say it out loud... Is that right? The ludicrous nature of it all is enough to get me on board, and I'm just glad we don't have to deal with our limbs turning into whatever we've eaten. Oh, I would be an absolute mess. Quarantine hasn't been kind, kids. Boardmaster's more arcadey off-road racing series returns this month with Dirt 5. Sure, there's 10 different locations you can race in and a variety of vehicles, but I'm most curious about the story mode. The genre has a spotty history when it comes to narrative, but Cody's is trying to bring some prestige to their single player by bringing in voice acting superstars Troy Baker, who you probably best know as Joel in The Last of Us, and Nolan North, who's most famous for playing wisecracking serial killer Nathan Drake. Fewer wall climbing sequences in this game probably. Another new feature is Playgrounds, which is Dirt 5's arena creator, and looking at the trailer, you're given all the tools needed to create a patch sharp flavoured nightmare for players all around the world. Now, I probably don't have the patience to create my own, but I'll definitely be checking out all of yours. Those of you that have sunk countless hours into making Grimsby Town a powerhouse in European football know that you can take on a whole new challenge this month, as Football Manager 2021 comes out on the 24th of November. This time around, Developer Sports Interactive have focused on trying to make your in-game manager feel more real. When you talk to other people, you're now able to choose how you speak. Imagine the fun you could have by telling your star striker he's not playing on Saturday while wearing a Joker-like grin. It isn't all about off-the-pitch interactions though. Match UI has been tweaked and player models and animations have also been improved. Expected goals, better scouting, and a greater focus on the success or failure of your season. Look! Trophy presentation with crowds! Remember crowds? Football Manager 2021 looks set to be another cracking game in Sega's long-running management sim series. If you found developer Giant Squid's previous game Abzu to be a little too passive, the Pathless might just win you over. This open world action adventure sees you and your bow trying to lift a curse that's turned this beautiful world into a slightly darker beautiful world. By shooting these diamonds that are scattered throughout the environment, you're able to whiz around with ease. Go too fast and find yourself Thelma and Louising off a cliff? Don't you worry, you've got an eagle friend that didn't skip leg day. Sadly, there are some glowing red monsters dotted about the place that will put a stop to your grass sliding fun. Well, until you chase them down and murder them with your bow and arrow, obviously. The Pathless isn't about going from quest marker to quest marker. I mean, there's no map, so it would be quite difficult. It's about exploration, solving puzzles, and killing ghost deer. And you'll be able to do all that from the 12th of November. Godfall's a funny one, isn't it? On the surface, it looks like it has all the trappings of a game that would garner a decent amount of attention prior to launch. Its combat sounds pretty rewarding, it has loads of loot, which I've heard you enjoy, and there's plenty of fantasy wallop in here. But for whatever reason, it's failed to capture the attention of, well, anyone really. And listen, I'm not saying Godfall-like will replace Souls-like in the video game playing public's lexicon, but I am here to tell you to keep an open mind. The environments look quite inviting and, importantly, different, due to the fact the world is split up into areas that represent most of the Captain Planet rings, and weapons appear to drastically change the way you play, which could provide some fun experimentation. Either way, we won't have to wait long to see what this action RPG is made of. When I, but one man, woke up this morning to make my breakfast, I burned my toast and I dropped my yogurt on the floor. When Thomas Sala, but one man, woke up one morning and decided to make a video game, he made the Falcon Ear. This gorgeous looking aerial combat game sees you flying, diving and barrel rolling while atop this absolute unit of a bird that can be upgraded to be even more beast-like. Thank God, because there are some rotten bastards out there who'll try and cut your flight short. Just make sure you get to them before they get to you. In a month where there are so many big games coming, keep your eye on the Falcon Ear. It looks super promising. You can wait a few extra weeks for Cyberpunk, can't you? There are more than enough games coming in November to keep you entertained. I already mentioned the one where you can become pals with the crustacean, didn't I? Yeah, that's my favourite. But what about you? Can't wait to get your hands on Valhalla? Buzzing about Bugsnax? Or are you excited about one of the other 600 games coming out this November? Do let us know in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, you absolute star, and remember, for all your PC gaming needs, keep it on rockpapershotgun.com.